Hello and welcome back to Coin Matters channel. The SEC's current head and the agency itself want to put an end to cryptocurrency innovation in the United States. I would also like to point out that an unelected bureaucrat is using the murkiness of crypto regulations as a weapon to assert control over the industry as a whole. This is the epitome of putting party interests before those of the public. What we see here is the prioritization of political expediency over policy rationality. Do you agree with the SEC's decision to crack down on the industry? Is that right? This is completely unfair. It is imperative that Gary Gensler be let go immediately. You may have also seen that I have contributed to the popularity of the hashtag #FireGaryGensler on Twitter with my own show, the Crypto Town Hall. It's the largest event of its kind ever held. Also on, the fiery tweeting Warren Davidson. The SEC Stabilization Act, proposed by Gary Gensler, would do just that. Listen, Gary Gensler is feeling ashamed about his friendship with Sam Bankman-Fried and how he platformed FTX to work with them on regulation and how he was planning to overlook any potential violations of the law if it was passed. He's ashamed of himself and is now trying to take an activist stance against the entire industry in an attempt to course correct substantially in the opposite way. This is completely ridiculous. It's unequal, and it's probably against the law. And that will be taken to court as well. The SEC, however, is in way over their heads. It is the responsibility of Congress to define these resources. And Gary Gensler can't even answer the basic question of whether Ethereum is a commodity or security while sitting on the floor of Congress. He dodges this topic every time it's posed to him because he'd rather be nebulous and then declare everything a security without actually going after any of those platforms and standards. That's really ridiculous. In addition, he has to leave immediately. Authorities are cracking down hard on the cryptocurrency sector, yet it seems that everyone is calling on Gary Gensler to step down instead. Without a doubt, if Gensler stays in office, he will precipitate a big sell-off in the cryptocurrency market. Gary has to depart so that we may hire someone with genuine enthusiasm for the cryptocurrency sector. Let's skip the preamble and get down to business right away. Welcome back to Moneyside. Crypto enthusiasts, go to source. Subscribe and enable push notifications if you're new here to be notified when we upload new videos. Don't be shy about hitting the like button, and feel free to drop a question or comment in the space provided. According to the unsealed records, it appears that someone influenced Hinman to make that remark, thus Brad Garlinghouse is currently taking steps to determine who influenced him. Furthermore, it is crystal evident that Hinman did not merely invent these claims out of thin air. Based on who stands to gain the most from hearing that speech, someone must have persuaded him. We also gain insight into the muddled thinking within the SEC, where even long-tenured officials can't seem to agree on basic matters like whether or not cryptocurrencies qualify as securities. Given this, why did the regulatory agency decide to go against Ripple? What, rather, do they want to achieve? Attacking the Bitcoin and Ethereum exchanges. I tweeted out the simple word watch following the FTX crash. Our market is poised to be acquired by Wall Street for a song. Moreover, it appears that the current situation involves legislators and regulators driving this industry into the safe hands of Wall Street and eliminating crypto incumbents like Coinbase and Binance. This runs counter to the space's ethos, yet it could help institutionalize the area. It's a dishonest attempt to distance yourself from the folks who laid the groundwork for the cryptocurrency sector. Here in the good old USA, multiple spot ETFs have been repeatedly shot down thus far. The SEC is currently contesting it in court using Grayscale. BlackRock's rapid ascent from the ranks would not surprise me in the least. If this keeps happening, will XRP and the rest of the cryptocurrency community take action? An example tweet emphasizing this is provided below. Yo, you on the Ripple. Garlinghouse, Brad. Rabbi Katzi, Joel. I was wondering whether you plan to take any action beyond tweeting about the need for an investigation into this matter. When asked if he was the only one criticizing the SEC's unfair enforcement, Brad said, "Yes, that is not the only one. On Twitter, John Deaton further criticized the SEC for filing suit against Ripple executives for promoting the selling of XRP. According to his tweets, a jury would have a hard time finding recklessness on the part of Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse. The SEC filed suit against them as a result of its typical bullying behavior. The SEC still pursued the bank records and debit credit card statements of these two executives despite being provided with documentation of every XRP transaction they made. The SEC also attempted to intimidate and pressure an innocent person by using fraud-like language in a non-fraud matter. When confronted by a bully, the two executives took the appropriate action. There's an emoji punching you in the face. Is this what you anticipated finding in the records? Yeah. Now we know that the judge has viewed these records and that we had access to them last year. This is the latest information. Years. On her sixth court order regarding these records, the judge ruled that the public had a right to see them. However, this does support a number of key, relevant, and important points in our favor. The first is that the SEC has no case when the law is administered correctly, when the statute and the landmark 1946 Supreme Court case known as Howey are both followed to the letter. It proves that the SEC contributed to market uncertainty regarding regulatory requirements. They were aware of the market's bewilderment and took measures to make it worse. The fact that people of average intellect were unaware of how the SEC would interpret the statute as it applied to the securities business lends credence to the fair notice defense, in my opinion. At this very moment, take a look at the XRP market today. XRP ASO, the average sentiment oscillator, he says, offering a novel perspective on the cryptocurrency's price movement. Update: please review my March 30th, 2023, post as soon as possible. The ASO, which I've dubbed the alligator jaw, is closing, and there has been a consistent uptick in price after a bullish cross in the past. Incredible growth of 55,000% and 1,500% XRP army in the past are not unheard of. Avoid shakiness. We have arrived at the mother of all bullish situations. And altogether, the results have been really positive. Twice the price increased by 1,300% after initially increasing by 55,000%. A ruling on this lawsuit could come sooner than we think. At the same time that the ASO is speculating a major move, I think the SEC is starting to feel trapped. It wouldn't shock me if the price of XRP increased by as much as 5,000%. Just think of all the future gains that could be made with this coin. Today, we get news from you. XRP will be accepted on the experimental blockchain that is EVM compatible for the purchase of gas. The Root network, as described by the Dip Collector, an avid user of the XRP ledger, is an extremely sophisticated blockchain based on substrate that is EVM compatible and uses XRP as the gas token, with Root as the native token, which will be primarily utilized as a staking token to secure the network and for governance. Payments for staking will be made in XRP. Multiple tokens may be used to settle one's gas bill. However, they will ultimately be converted to XRP behind the scenes. It will be linked to the DEX that runs on the XRP ledger, he adds, so that transactions can be processed in real time. The network can now access the XRP ledger's liquidity thanks to this connection. Leveraging the current trade activity and asset availability on the XRP ledger helps to bootstrap the network's liquidity. The XRP community needs to realize the significance of what is being done here. Also, Monica Long is on the board and Ripple owns 5% of the company going forward, so there's that. Probably not much, but it's important to remember anyhow. Today's most intriguing news includes economist Peter Schiff's prediction that the U.S. currency will fall by a larger amount than Yellen has warned the Fed chair to expect. Peter Schiff tweeted that Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell seemed to be concerned about the possibility of a financial disaster. As a result of dollar depreciation and central bank selling, the dollar's proportion of central bank reserves will fall by a much larger amount than Janet Yellen anticipates. Our standard of living will undoubtedly plummet as a result of this. According to Bitcoin.com, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told the House Financial Services Committee on Thursday that the U.S. dollar would gradually lose its status as the world's reserve currency, citing fears that U.S. sanctions have prompted several nations to seek alternatives to the dollar. She warned that we must face the declining value of the U.S. dollar. Schiff adds that we should not put too much stock in the media's coverage of the Fed's hawkish pause on rates. The Fed would not have skipped this rate hike if it were truly hawkish. The Fed's next step could be a rate drop, but not because inflation is decreasing. Instead, the labor market is showing signs of stress. Always conduct your own research and trade safely, men. We appreciate your continued attention. Not here without you, you're essential. Please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button down there. See you later, bye.